This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
Oh, we love some Wednesday night midweek NBL action, and we love a Queensland rivalry even more. That's what we've got tonight. Cairns and the Bullets. The Bullets are in meltdown mode. Sam McKinnon's gone, so they're looking for their fourth coach this season. Greg Vanderjack will take over. Cairns, they've got to capitalise tonight because they're playing a few lowly teams this round, and they need to make sure it happens tonight. Let's look at the multi. Cairns to cover the 5.5. DJ Hogue over 17.5 points, and Shannon Scott, the distributor. Enjoy the game and gamble responsibly.
You know the score. Stay in control. Gamble responsibly.
Pinder, big play. Wall stuffs it. Shaili takes it. Shannon Scott follows him. Oh, goodness. Bounce last hand. Upstairs goes Sobe. Beautiful play.
Oh, hello. There's a nice spin move on the young fella.
Johnson this time. Oh, wow. Pinder for the finishing touches.
It's midweek hoops on Gimoy Country in the Hungry Jacks NBL as the fourth-placed Cairns Taipans host a beleaguered Brisbane Bullets team searching to put a tumultuous week behind them. There's plenty of colour and excitement as the NBL's Indigenous round rolls on and the league heads into overdrive heading into Christmas and New Year's. Welcome into the Cairns Convention Centre. Joel Peterson with you alongside South East Melbourne star Ryan Bronkoff and NBL champion Pete Hawley. There's lots to delve into, starting with the news out of Brisbane this week. There's been plenty. They have a third coach of the season with Greg Vanderjet taking over from former interim coach Sam McKinnon during the week. Pete, I will start with you. What have you made of it all in Brisbane?
I mean, to say it's been a mess is an understatement. It's been really poor, and just to see what the playing group's going through, we have a look at some of the statements from the Brisbane Bullets. I believe Vandy found out on socials before he was even told. So there's so much that's been going on behind the scenes, and look, it's no surprise that the on-court performances have been suffering, but maybe this is the time for all the playing group to say, you know what, don't worry about anything else. Whatever's happening above us, let's just come together with us 11 guys and try and tick off some wins.
The response will be fascinating. Three-time WNBL championship winner Jenna O'Hay is courtside tonight. She spoke a short time ago to the new interim Bullets coach, Greg Vanderjet.
Greg, coaching your first game tonight, what's the approach with the team given the events that have unfolded?
Yeah, look, it's certainly been a different week. That probably goes without saying. A lot of disruption and outside noise off the court. It's things that we can't control within the group. So, look, for me, it's controlling what we can control. The circumstances in being in this position, I certainly didn't wake up on Tuesday morning expecting to be where I am now. But, look, I'm excited for the group, a chance to play again after being beaten by Melbourne United pretty convincingly on Saturday. So good chance to bounce back. You know, we approach this game the same way as we do any other game. We're professionals, we've got a job to do. We need to go out and represent ourselves the right way and play for each other.
So James Duncan is out, Sam McKinnon is back as general manager, and Greg Vanderjet comes in as interim coach. Ryan, take us into the players' perspective among all this.
Oh, look, it's hard to know where their mind's at. It's really going to come up to their leaders, Sobey, Kadee, Baines, to get this group together, to get them motivated for the game, put the disruption to the side. And it might be good for the players just to get out and play again. You know, it's been so much in the media. I'm sure they've been getting bombarded with questions, just to get out there and play and have some fun.
Well, the Snakes are 8-5 on this season and been playing really well. They've got a busy stretch with 3 games this round. Let's head courtside to Jenna, who wants to take a look at one of their stars.
Yeah, I want to spotlight Taj McCall, the captain of the Taipans, tonight. Now, Coach Ford has openly stated that he has built this roster around McCall and has said that he is the head of the Snake defensively. They've been really good in that area, and I feel like McCall tonight can really cause havoc down that end with the unrest in the Bullets roster. Offensively, each game back from injury, we see him getting back to his best, and I expect him to post up the likes of Back and Sobey in the paint, where we know he does his best work. It must be said, he has come down with the flu this week. I did speak to him pre-game, and he was all smiles like usual, and I think it can be a real X-factor tonight if we can get a lot of minutes out of him. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Jenna. Let's take a look at our champion starting 5, starting with the Cairns Taipans. Ryan, it's been pretty settled, and Sam Wardenberg back in that 5.
Yeah, obviously a matchup for last game, having Taj start. But look, settled, playing well, playing confidently. They're in for a big night.
And some big news for the champion starting 5 for Brisbane, Pete. No Tyler Johnson.
Well, Tyler Johnson's been coming off the bench for a little bit, but he was playing starters minutes, and he's been ruled out. It was a game-time decision with a knee injury. We see Tanner Krebs there. He's been a regular starter. He is out too. Aaron Baines passed his fitness test, but Rowdy, we watched him do a little bit of warm-ups, wasn't moving overly well, so we'll keep an eye on him. But look, I think their biggest thing, as you said, it's Nathan Sobey, Jason Kadee. They've got to come together, try and lead this group. And who knows, sometimes when there's been so much going on out of your control, you just enjoy playing and they come out and respond really well. I'm sure the players will enjoy that opportunity. And here we see Andrew White, that third import, finally signed. They've been asking, there's a lot of questions, a lot of names thrown around. They finally get their man, Andrew White. I'm not sure how much we'll see of him, but just come over from Turkey. Recently played in Division 1 in Turkey. He's part of the TBT. Played in Syracuse, played in Nebraska, played in Wisconsin. He's well-travelled.
Hopefully he can add a little bit of a scoring punch to their lineup tonight as he comes into the team, of course. Both teams in their Indigenous round kits this evening.
Nice, they look good.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't they look good? They look awesome.
Become a real feature, of course. Indigenous round running through till the 21st. Massive stretch in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Games every night and day between now and Christmas. Plenty of basketball to take you into the new year, and a good one tonight in this all-Queensland clash between the Taipans and the Bullets. Baines and Pinder will get us underway, and the Snakes control it off the tip. 8-5 on the season, 3-3 at home so far in this campaign. Sam Wardenberg coming off a limited role in that double overtime thriller against Illawarra. Kuol working on Mitchell straight away, takes it to the rack, can't finish. Sobey pushing it in transition. Mitchell operating straight away, lines up the triple, then shooting it so well from downtown this season and starts nicely here.
I'll tell you what, his feet are set. He is money from outside. Has to roll into that three ball, and pretty good possession. There's a lot of player movement, a lot of ball movement as Keanu Pinder tries to go at Baines. Last time these two teams played was at Nissan Arena, and Keanu Pinder was really trying to go and test the agility of the bigs from the Brisbane Bullets.
Barks three rattles out. It's about as good a nerve settler as Greg Vanderjet could have hoped for. A three on the opening possession for the Bullets. Scott high off the window. That won't go. Jason Kadee slows things down on the offensive end now for the Bullets. Cairns been so disruptive defensively this season, as Jenna highlighted pre-game. Taj McCall been a big part of that. Sobey, the straightaway threes have been strong. And Pinder, averaging a double-double this season, gets involved on the boards. So the Bullets coming tonight 4-9. They're 2-6 on the road this season. As Hogue makes the move to the basket, can't get that to go.
It's different. The two teams playing completely different styles. Brisbane's shot all threes to start the game. Cairns are trying to get established in low and get around the basket. It's going to be interesting to see if they can keep up this pace.
Sobey thought about another triple, just pushes his way past Kuol. Wardenberg takes it off the rim. Sobey there to collect his own miss, but can't get it to go.
Had a couple of bites at it, Sobey. Probably didn't realise he had more time after he got that offensive rebound back. And we know the Taipans play quick. That's how they like to play. Having a look from Sobey here, just a little shove off from Kuol, but got lucky here. I'm not exactly sure what Sam Wardenberg was thinking, but in the end it came out the right way.
It's a big sigh of relief from Sam Wardenberg. Hogue lines up a deep triple. DJ's a little bit short. Pinder pulls it down, flips it back up. He can't connect.
It's a bit scrappy to start. It's just, I don't know, fumbles, missed layups. There's a nice easy one for Baines inside. I mean, just do that every time. But look how big he is.
I mean, I think that's the question that all Brisbane Bulls fans have been asking all season long. 1-on-1, I mean, Nate Jawai is not in the league anymore as DJ Mitchell misses that. Keanu Pinder, so far, eating glass in the first few minutes. He's got 4 rebounds. Is 1-on-1, there's not too many, if anyone, in the league who could really match Aaron Baines for strengths-wise when he gets that low. And against the Illawarra Hawks, the Bullets just sat him underneath the key. And Shannon Scott knocks that one down from the corner, and he was unstoppable. We haven't seen it too often. We know his capability to shoot the ball from deep. Maybe not enough plays, enough action to try and get him down deep.
Yeah, absolutely. He sort of settled a little bit too much for the jump shot, and I don't know if that's how it's been designed from a team's perspective, but him inside, there's no one with his size, strength, athleticism. He's a load down low, and I think for Brisbane to have a good night tonight, they need Baines firing and getting easy ones.
They see another thing now. I know he had Shannon Scott on him, but that could be anyone. Doesn't matter who it is trying to stop him when he rolls and puts his backside that deep. But I think it's that fine line of him. We know in the NBA that stretch centers, he's had that success shooting the 3-ball, and there's a go. The young fella on the rookie, Sam Wardenberg, and that's child's play. There's not much you can do.
Easy too, and look, we're a bit different to the NBA. We're still able to establish the post. It's still part of our game, and Baines is as good as anyone down there.
He's showing it early. Here's Aaron Baines, 4 early points for the big man. Lead of Brisbane is 4 after they scored the first 5 of the game. Now a chance in the corner. Kings 3 balls off. He brings it up the floor. The only bucket for the Snakes in the first. Almost 4 minutes going the way of Shannon Scott. Hogue almost with the steal. Sobey flips it back to Baines, who gets it to go. Baines has got 6 early, and the Bullets lead by 6 as Adam Ford wants to call timeout.
For not looking good in warm-ups, he started off really hot. So
well, he
good on Baines.
Hasn't had to move too far when he sits that low. But look, this is great. I love Vandy's energy calling that timeout, how positive he was. And I think, as Rowdy mentioned, it's a great point. They're coming in, and all you have to do is play. Now, for the next 40 minutes, you don't have to worry about everything that's gone on outside of the club. You just have to worry about trying to put the ball in the basket.
Let's hear what Adam Ford thought it would take for his Cairns Taipans to get a win against this Bullets side tonight.
Dangerous team, right? You got a lot of things going on in Brisbane, but things that can galvanise a team can be something like what they've gone through. And they got great leaders in Sobey, Kadee, Baines, Harry. Everybody's going to really get up and want to play this game aggressive, and we can't take them lightly. So we've got to lock in to do what we do well from the tip-off and not wait to be 16 down again.
So a pretty good start for Adam Ford's men, Brian.
Yeah, actually not really. But they've been getting open shots and been getting on the rim. They just haven't been converting. It's the style of play that they play. They get up and down. They get a lot of shots up. They just haven't started falling. But with Cairns, they're never out of the game. The style they play, the points they can put up, they'll get going here soon enough.
And so we see Taj McCall coming in, and ever since that injury, I thought that he was going to end up being that 6th man role. Try and bring that energy punch if they do start flat, which they have done in these first 4 minutes. So this is a perfect opportunity where you bring in someone, his energy can be contagious. And as we have a look close up of that jersey, I'll tell you what, if you've designed, I know Cairns' normal home and away jerseys are terrific, so they've set a huge task for years to come in what they have to continue to build off.
It's a high bar to clear. Wardenberg rolls inside. Whistle on the play. DJ Mitchell earns some plaudits from his team for some energy at the defensive end. So bringing it both ends early.
It's an easy call in the end. No chance that's going to get looked at for a coach's challenge. DJ Mitchell set perfectly and took that one right through the numbers.
Yeah, big fella tried to slow up, but he got a head of steam. It's a bit hard when you're that big.
So 6-point lead to Brisbane early doors. Great to have you with us. Wednesday night action in the Hungry Jacks NBL to kick off round 11. 10 games coming your way this round. Baines likes to look at the 3-ball with 6 points to his name already. That one is a rounded out.
Well, I'm looking away with the travel there, because where he caught the ball to face up and just took 2 little shuffle steps back to get behind the 3-point line.
Yeah, his right foot just found its way just behind before shooting. But maybe Baines has been waiting for Greg to take over. Obviously, big man has sort of said, look, let's establish the big fella and down low.
And I'm sure there's a bit in between in Baines' head as well, is thinking, I don't want to have to try and do that every single time and make myself that point of focus. But when you have that much success with it and being able to do that and not have that direct one-on-one matchup, if they eventually have to try and make an adjustment, it's going to be a double team, and then the shooters are going to get wide open.
Wide open under the rim this time is the big fella.
8 points already.
He's in a mood tonight, Aaron Baines. Let's check in courtside with Jenna.
Yeah, just before the Cairns Taipans players sat down, McCall ran out to the group and huddled them first, gave them a few home truths, I believe, before 40 took over for the timeout. They're really lacking a lot of energy to begin this game, not dissimilar to the last time. They were at home, so we know that they can come back, but they definitely need to pick up their intensity levels.
Jenna, you've captained teams. You're an Australian Opals captain, of course, as the Taipans get out on the break here. And the 3-ball will go up and go down for ball qual. How do you know when to bring that energy to your team, and then how do you know when to leave it to the coach?
Yeah, I think sometimes it's more important to come from a player. I think it means more. You feel what's out there, and then the coach can take over with the X's and O's.
Former Australian Opals captain Jenna O'Hea with us courtside this evening. Here go the Taipans.
2 for $1 from ball qual. They can flip a switch at any moment. And this is what I love. We keep talking about, but to Jim McCall off the bench, just having those words, being that leader. As we look at the Amy replay here, get that steal on ball qual. A little 1-2 game with the Jim McCall. And certain teams around the league have that. Barry Brown Jr. coming off from New Zealand Breakers, he has a certain way to kind of bring that spark to a team. We've seen him with Xavier Tarnays now. He's shifted to the bench for Melbourne United. I think everyone has that kind of one guy that the coach tries to turn to early when a team starts flat to try and spark things.
Quite often that's, I guess, an offensive sub. You think about a bench guy more primarily, but McCall's so good on defence. Sobey misses the 3, falling away. The Taipans with back-to-back 3s, and now Deng steps on the line in the corner. And Adam Ford can't hide his frustration on the bench.
Coaches hate that one. It's something you get talked about. You get taught from a young age. Don't throw that. Oh, is he out?
Might have been a travel.
Oh, okay.
Happy feet.
I thought he was stepping out of bounds, but yeah, happy feet.
Here's Harry Froling liking the look of the 3-ball.
We haven't seen this lineup a whole lot. Harry Froling and Aaron Baines out there together. Both have the ability to step out and knock down the 3.
Froling shows there underneath. Strong move from Deng. Beautiful feed from McCall. And Majuk Deng will go to the line to add one more.
There's that knockdown from Harry Froling, and that's the Snakes playing at pace. So if you don't control that first side of the ball, Majuk Deng, he's a really good cutter off the ball. Someone who can space the floor and knock it down himself. He gets in the right spots. He's got too much length to finish down low. So they're just going to have a little break in play here to clean up some blood, according to the referees.
So Brisbane by 3. They led by 8 at 3 and at 3 to 11. Your chance to win a trip of a lifetime to the US for you and a mates to meet Shaquille O'Neal. Flights, accommodation and spending money included. Enter now. Scan the QR code on your screen. Spent some time in the US, Ryan. Do you ever come across Big Diesel?
He actually came out not too long ago, so got to shake the big man's hand and felt like a child.
In the vice grip?
Yeah. So no, obviously seen him around, but that was the first encounter with him, and he's a gentle giant, but he's a lot of fun.
You would see him around. I mean, if he was around, you're going to see him, aren't you?
Unit. Yeah, you don't miss the Big Diesel.
Big unit.
Some great footage of the Formula One event over in Austin with him standing on the podium next to the Formula One drivers and making them look like little
and they're
12-year-old go-karts.
They're on a meter platform as well, but this is probably good for Brisbane. It's almost like a timeout. Kansas had the momentum, hit some shots, got some steals, get out in transition, playing their basketball. So a little free timeout for Brisbane to kind of settle them down and hopefully draw up a good offensive set.
Bit of a breather and not too much instruction coming their way at the moment. Good to see Cody Statman back in the lineup for Brisbane tonight, coming back off an ankle injury. So no Johnson tonight. Andrew White, the third, the new recruit's going to be limited. And of course, Gorjok Gak, who's coming off a really good performance. 15 points.
Well, he's shown in the last couple. And this went way back to pre-season. When you think about the games, when Aaron Baines wasn't going around in the pre-season, and no Tyler Johnson either, no Nathan Sobey, all the youngsters got an opportunity. So we have to have a look at a few of these highlights. And look at that. Didn't do a whole lot besides just run the lane and sit down low. But right here, that can be Sam Wardenberg, that can be DJ Ho, Keanu Pinder, Majuk Deng. No one, and I mean no one one-on-one, is going to stop the big fella when he gets that deep. Good push from Rasmus Park. And upstairs. I like that he's playing with a little bit of movement. I think maybe he was just, I think he was hustling us in warm-ups. I think he was just going through, saving his energy, expecting to have a big one.
Sharking everyone in the Cairns Convention Centre.
The heat up there must be good for the back. Help loosen it up.
Get it mobilised. Frolling fighting for the ball on the screen. Paul Quall's not happy with the call. See banging bodies with Cadee and Harry Frolling.
Oh, I think he's got a good point. He's asking there, he says that Harry Frolling's got his arm. I think they've got each other's. Those are the ones well, in the end, Bill Cole looked like reading his lips saying that he's moving. If that's what he was trying to ask, he was not, but there might have been a hold each way.
Well, it takes two to tango, and that almost was some kind of move you'd see on a dance floor between the two of them. Here's Statman making his move. Back out to Frolling. Big Harry wants to put it up as the shot clock expires and doesn't catch the iron. So the Bullets lead is still 3 with 3 minutes remaining. There's a whistle on the play as well.
So what Mabry just said there that he's...
Yeah, okay. Yep.
He's going to see if the 24 signal went off before a foul. Or maybe it hit the rim. So they're going to have a quick look at this, which is fine because we get another chance to have a look at these jerseys. Favourite round of the year is Indigenous round. Luckily, we get it a bit longer than just one round because each jersey is fantastic. So they've got a shot clock violation. I'm sure you're looking forward to putting one on and running around. They're always so fun to see what the design comes up with. Each design is so special as well.
It is so special, and there's so much time and effort put into them and meaning behind everything on them. So for us, it's a great way to show our appreciation. Oh, wow. His first step is so quick, but yeah, get back to the jersey. It's a fun round, a way to celebrate our Indigenous people, and one we look forward to every year.
So 1 point ball game. Here's Gack getting inside, using his height, can't finish. And Frolling will be called for the foul on Pinder. So the Taipans yet to lead in the ball game. Bullets scoring the first 2 buckets of the match.
They're going to keep at this, the Brisbane Bullets. They've started really well.
Ben Air out there for the Taipans at the moment, alongside Hogue, McCall, Pinder and Quall. Mitchell, Gack, Cadee, Statman and Sobey, the 5 for Greg Vanderjet.
Number 1,
That's good job, Gack, just trying to block Keanu Pinder from getting that little flex cut screen to get to the block on the other side. And we saw his quick move before. You mentioned his first step. Rowdy, he's so tough to guard because now he's evolved where he has that back to the basket game where he can slowly back players down and finish over either hand. But what he loves to do is face up and become a guard. Put the ball on the floor, he's got a lightning quick spin move, and his athleticism, once he gets in the air, there's not much you can do.
Yeah, it's off the charts, his athleticism. It's fun to watch when you're not playing him, but his activity as well. He's always moving, always trying to get into spaces for the guards to give him some dump offs. He's having a heck of a season, just playing absolutely fantastic.
Paul Quall hits his third 3 of the night and gives the Snakes their first lead of the evening as we tick under 2 minutes remaining in the first. Cadee, nice move into the lane, hits the floater. And answers right back.
Move from Jason Cadee. We know he doesn't make too many mistakes. Stays poised, under control. This is better from Cairns. This is what they did the other night against the Illawarra Hawks. Yes, Keanu Pinder is going to be their focal point, and rightly so. I mean, he's an MVP candidate. Absolutely balling out, as we see. That's a great one-on-one defense with DJ Mitchell. But they've got to get DJ Hogue more involved in the offense early on. I know they like to play quick and kind of play that equal opportunity, but he's just too much of a talent. Great little two-man game there. For him to have to try and hunt to find his shots or it comes late in the game, he can fill it up quickly.
Didn't score until halfway through the second quarter against Illawarra. But he can score in a hurry. He reeled off 10 straight in that game to get going very quickly.
Blue, 85.
He's averaging nearly 17 points a game, just over 5 rebounds, and he ended up having 23, made some clutch buckets down the stretch, which he's done a couple of times. I'm not sure where he's positioned in terms of all NBL teams. I'd like to think that he's going to be designated an outside player, but he does sometimes play the 4 spot, and I just hope that he doesn't fall into that same Mitch Creek category where he gets listed as the inside player all the time and instead misses out on those opportunities. It's Nathan Sobey. Here we go. So he This could be Vandy's very first coach's challenge. Will he trust his leader? He's going to. He's going to. Now, you'd hope Sobes, as heart and soul of the Brisbane Bullets, wouldn't lead his interim coach down a path of a bad challenge here.
You'd hope not. And certainly if you're Greg Vanderjet, you'd hope not.
Greg, do you want to challenge that play? Yes, you're going to go through the process.
That's the kind of manners you get when you're a first-game coach. Yes, please, to the request to challenge.
Well, it looked pretty clean from where we were sitting. I thought that was a good effort from Nathan Sobey to get out there and block that. And we'll see how Vandy goes here with this coach's challenge. And I mean, the talk went all week about him stepping in with Sam McKinnon going back to his role. I am a little bit surprised that perhaps that wasn't just said, okay, we're just going to give Vandy till the rest of the season and see what happens and let the players try and come together that way. Let's have another look here, and that's all ball. And that's all ball.
Sobey was straight onto it, wasn't he? He was straight onto it.
Don't ignore Ben Ayres' body contortion. This is going to tell us a lot right here. But it's all ball, and it might look like there's a bit of contact on the hip, but from the other angle, it looked like there was nothing. It was just being played up a little bit from Ben Ayres. Been wrong plenty of times, but I reckon we could be safe here.
Good look at it.
Coach's challenge is successful.
There we go.
It's been overturned. We have a jump ball in the centre circle.
Now, I haven't asked the players, Shreddy. When you've done something, players are never wrong, we come to know.
Yep.
Are you in Simon Mitchell's trust circle that if you're going to turn around and say, no, I didn't do it, that he'll have a crack for you?
Oh, I think so. But as a player, you know when you foul, you know when you don't. It's really... It comes onto the player to understand the situation as well. If it's 50-50 and the referee's called it, you're probably not going to get that one turned around. But the obvious ones like that, where you know you've just got an all ball, you've got to do it. You've got nothing to lose at this point of the game. As Ken said, another 3. But you've got to trust your players, and you've got to have the players be respectful of the coach and understand the situation.
Arm on the hip.
Ben Ayres involved in the play.
42.
Adam Ford's a little bit stressed. Another whistle on ball qual. It's his second foul of this opening period. 3 lead changes so far. Cairns by 1.
But Ed, it doesn't help when you're guarding him like that.
And in the penalty are the Taipans. So Nathan Sobey will step to the line.
You probably got unlucky, but it was still a foul.
91% at the stripe this season.
That's a big foul. He's up to 9, shooting the ball really well. Pick up his second, at the end of the first. We'll see how forward he plays it, whether he rests him most of the second to not pick up that third, or trusts him and leaves him out there.
So Sobey, normally very solid from the stripe, misses both and brings burgers to the top end. Code word is snake. And the Snakes fans will be very happy about that. 3 cheeseburgers. After Nathan Sobey misses a couple at the stripe. And at the other end, Pinder's able to finish off the nice assist from Air.
It's a great pass, and again, as well as Brisbane opened this game, just that switch ever so quickly has just been flipped. Here from Cairns, as Andrew White checks into the game, and it's a quick turnover.
Here's the disruption we know them for. Almost the lob. McCall to Pinder looking for some showtime.
Now, file this one in the definition of audacious. Have a look at this. He has a perfect outlet. McCall did not even look to see if Pinder had timed his run up. And
there's no looks, and then there's no look.
Yeah, that's
a should have looked.
Absolutely.
So 15.5. Somehow they've kept the ball back among all that, have the Taipans. Keep going back to what Adam Ford said in the preseason. They're going to play and it's going to be beautiful chaos. That was certainly chaos. Here it is again. Air to beat the quarter-time buzzer. Flings it up. Can't get it to go. They trailed by as many as 8 in that opening term, did the Taipans. They go to quarter-time leading the Bullets by 3. So it's Cairns by 3 at quarter time, but it was a hot start for the Brisbane Bullets and a hot start for this man, Pete Hawley, Aaron Baines.
Oh, it's been exceptional. And again, everything really just around the paint. When he took that 3 ball, we keep harping on about it like a broken record. One-on-one, there's no one who can stop him when he gets that low. He's just too strong, and he's got a great finish around the hoop. I think a lot of us have forgotten that this year because we haven't seen it as often as we'd like. And Rowdy made the great point. You've got a big man head coach right now and running some things for the big fella, and they're reaping the reward.
Look, a very dangerous team, Rowdy, when they can get the big fella involved.
Yeah, absolutely. He's one of a kind in this league right now. So you've got to keep making an emphasis to get him the ball inside.
Here's DJ Hogue looking to get himself going in this second period. He didn't hit a shot in the first period. Cairns 21-18. They trailed 11-3 at one point in that opening term as Kadee lines up a triple. That's offline. Let's head courtside. Jenna O'Hayes with us.
Yeah, I was down the Bullets end for that quarter time huddle, and a Taipans fan very loudly thanked Sobe for the free burgers. In the huddle though, it was all about being really disappointed with letting them shoot the three-point shot, which they do so well, making sure they know the scout, and then offensively getting the ball inside outside is really working for them. That's how they got off to that great start. So to get back to that.
Thank you, Jenna. Pinder takes a hit as he makes his way through the lane.
So we mentioned Bull Cole's nice start too. 3 of 3 from outside. How's this? So Bull Cole, this is his 6th game in his career against the Bullets. He's shooting 23 of 32 from outside against Brisbane. Remember he had that breakout game last year. I think he had 8 threes in Nissan Arena. So it's just something about certain teams that eyes light up and you know you're in for a good one.
Quick maths, the percentage on that, Pete?
But before this game, it was 70. So
71.8.
Oh, there you go. It was close.
It's only going up for Bull Cole at the moment. Everything's going up and everything's going down for Bull Cole at the moment. Biggest lead of the game for the Snakes at 4. And had the advantage for March. Here's Mitchell from downtown. That rattles around and out.
That's 3 quick shots. 3 times they've come down, taken an early 3, haven't got Baines established. 3 misses and lets Cairns get out and run.
Yeah, pushes his way off and a nice finish inside.
And that's what happens down the other end. You take a quick shot in consecutive possessions, not just one, and they're off and running. It doesn't matter which player it is. Adam Ford, rightly so, giving it Ben Air praise as he sits down. Anyone just gets that license to go and play fast. But they have shooters spotting up in the corner. They just play with that swagger about them. And they look completely different, the Bullets, right now than they did to start the game. First 4 possessions were slow, methodical. They got it from side to side. So here's what happens. You turn over and you might be trying to jog back and find a player. Well, everyone else is ready to go. Everyone wants to get a bucket if you're a Taipan.
And this isn't an inexperienced side. I mean, Baines, Sobey and Kadee are out there. They've got plenty of nous. Should be able to pull things back. This possession might be a little mini test of that. Mitchell hands off to Sobey. Hogue averaging almost 2 steals a game this season. And he's in on this as Sobey flips it inside. Whistle on the play.
Looked like the right call. DJ Hogue across the back of Aaron Baines.
Hold, put him down on the shoulder, blue ball.
And there's different ways to try and get him established down low. Obviously, the flex screen, the cross screen. Pick and roll, if they're going to switch or do something a bit wild, that right there is probably more of a like-to-like when you got Pinder and DJ Hogue who are going to switch onto it. But let him take his time to get down low. And if it's a point guard, just be patient.
Yeah. Oh, that's a rough turnover, but that's the hard one. Oh!
Hogue. And Mitchell collided the rim.
That's a hard one on that pick and roll. Between those 2 players, 2 great athletes. They're trying to force that pass in. But great attack there by Rasmus.
A little bit of physicality in the last couple of moments. Home crowd getting involved. Raising the energy levels a little bit as we take a look at the defensive end on the Amy replay.
Great block from DJ Mitchell. Went straight up, the verticality initially. And I tell you what, he was timing that from the moment he got over the halfway line.
I didn't know what he was doing. He was stepping back. I was like, what are you doing? Jump in front, take a charge.
Short, sharp steps. He was ready to roll.
I'm not the athlete he is where I can meet players at the rim like that.
Well, you've had a couple. You had a dunk this year?
Yeah, why you sound surprised?
Oh, no, I'm just trying to remember. 1 a year, is that what we're going with now?
Yeah, that's what I told the team. 1 a year.
That's all you need.
Tick the box. quota met for the season.
Overrated these days, don't you?
Yeah, it's only worth 2 points.
Three's worth more than 2.
Great to have Ryan Brockhoff with us. Wednesday night hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Southeast Melbourne in action tomorrow night against Melbourne United at John Cain Arena. Qual, in fact, Hogue to Pinder, now out to Antonio, back out to DJ Hogue, short on the iron. Mitchell with the rebound. Hogue came up to meet him and tried to poke it away. The Bullets settle into a half-court set. Kadee high upstairs. Baines couldn't tip it home. The defense from the Snakes. Now Antonio in transition. Pulls up, releases, can't get it to go. Pinder kept it alive for a moment.
And one of the reasons why I think they need to really slow down on the offensive end and kind of get through sets, set some screens. When they bring the ball up the floor, they're trying to take it out of Nathan Sobey's hands as quickly as possible and let somebody else try and run through the offense. As Sobey, he's had a tough start. 0-5 now with those 2 missed free throws to go with it as well.
The Bullets started so brightly, now just shooting 35% from the field. McCall left wide alone to shoot that one. They led 11-3 since then. It's been Cairns outscoring them 21-8 to take a 5-point lead after leading by 3 at quarter time. Possession going nowhere in a hurry and poked away and coming back the other way in a hurry now. Scott to Pinder. He fumbles that away. Was there a hand in there? Home crowd thought so. Referees will huddle up.
Okay.
And that brings some applause here to the Cairns Convention Centre with the call overruled.
There is a Sydney University timeout called by the Brisbane Bullets.
And we'll have a timeout. Greg Vanderjet keen to talk it over with his side. Low scoring start to this second term so far. Cairns led by 3 at quarter time. They lead by 5 at the moment. The Bullets looking for a little bit of an offensive boost coming into this game and hoping that Andrew White III, their new recruit, might provide some of that, a little bit of scoring punch, Pete Pooley.
Well, yeah, just coming across from Division 1 in Turkey, has played for Atlanta in 2018. He had a 2-way contract, played in Syracuse, and hit 109 threes in his senior year at Syracuse. And I tell you what, not the position I think a lot of people thought they were going to fill that third import spot with. There was rumours of a 4-man and then a 3-man, bit of a combo there, even a point guard as well. But in the end, Andrew White, it's a different piece now they get to try and integrate into this team as they try and just get some wins together. And for all the teams who are outside the top 6, 6th spot is what you're chasing. So you don't have to set your sights on the top 2 or top 4. You've just got to try and do whatever you can to go win after win and try and crawl into 6th spot. And if you're playing, not just Brisbane, if you're playing your best basketball come beginning of February, end of the season, and you've crawled into 6th spot, anything can happen. Playing series is new. Anything can happen. Nerves can hit a certain team. You might have an off night, and if you're starting to roll at the right time, who knows?
It's a long season, and both of these teams have played 13 games, so the equal least of any team in the competition so far this season. So potentially some ground to be made up, some momentum to be gained. How hard is it, Ryan, to get a new import acclimatised and sort of up and running quickly, quite aside from the physical side of things for them?
Oh, look, it's going to be a challenge for him right now on the physical side, and also with all the disruptions and the coaching changes and even just the changes in terminology. But he's been around, he's been a pro for a while. He should pick up things pretty quickly. It's just about him getting up to speed and getting the physical fitness base that he needs to perform.
Well, Qual's having a nice performance tonight. He's got 11 on 4 of 5 shooting. Baines passes inside to Kadee. Whistle on the play.
But how beautiful was that possession from the Bullets? That little up screen, that UCLA cut to get Aaron Baines on the block with Sam Wardenberg defending him, and then the off-ball movement. That's what I love so much about the Bullets. Have another look here. That little screen, up screen from Kadee. They throw it into Baines on Wardenberg. Mismatch. No one stood still. Everybody was moving. Ended up Jason Kadee front-cutting ball Qual. Sobey was feet set. All that action stops them trying to set a double team. That was beautiful to see.
They go straight back to it. Oh, Sobey cannot buy one.
He's having a rough start. Was that Bull Qual's third? Did he get his third foul? That's a big one for them. Defensively, he brings them so much.
So he takes a seat as Wardenberg gets it to go at the other end. 11 points for Bull Qual. So active defensively, couple of assists, couple of rebounds, and 3 fouls now.
And he's shooting the ball at 72% against Brisbane from 3. So it's his team that he likes to play against, and he'll be upset with 3.
Wardenberg goes down.
Let's call 3 in the key.
No, they grabbed me anyway. They pulled me. You're in there.
It seems like a quick 3.
Did seem like a bit of a quick. I don't mind that though, to be honest, because that means he's in there.
Yeah,
that
keep going
back. You run a play to get him in there.
So Taipans by 9 now, game high for the hosts. Brisbane with only the 1 free throw so far here in this second period. Yet to make a field goal. Shooting 33% from the field, 22% from downtown, and just 1 of 4 from the stripe as well for the Bullets. Taipans 5 of 13 from downtown so far. Bull Qual with 3 fouls, sitting on the bench, has 3 of those 3-pointers, and now another turnover and offensive foul going against Cairns.
Forward calling a timeout here.
Started to get a little bit scrappy in terms of some of their execution in the last few moments.
I thought he was calling a quick timeout to have a challenge, but you would not want to be challenging that one.
It's about as clear cut as it gets, and Kadee's been known to sell the contact, but that one was an easy one.
You're allowed to add a little mayo to those when you
I
know
do it all
coming.
the time, yeah, don't worry.
Pushed down to Mackay there, did Jason Kadee by Big Sam Wardenberg. So Cairns by 9. It's been a really good start to this second term for the Snakes. So much a part of their story this season has been Keanu Pinder. Let's take a little bit of a look at a feature that'll run at halftime as we learn a little bit more about the Snakes' big man.
Where I come from, you know, when I was a kid, there was no basketball for kids. It was all about the adults, and I want to change that. I want to go back to my community, go back to my town, and build something there that I could, that could help future generations. And I always want to be there, like to inspire these kids and give them the opportunity to go on the path to maybe go to America, go to college, or make it in the NBL or.
Having a terrific season, doing some good work off the court as well. Keanu Pinder, 5 and 8 so far tonight.
Yeah, eating the rebounds on that end. And when I sat down, he's a phenomenal person. And when I was talking about that chat, and he is now a role model and what that means to him. And he kind of got a bit emotional talking about what Nate Jarwai means to him. And he said that he never actually got the chance to, or hasn't told Nate that he looks up to him as that kind of big brother. And it was awesome to kind of hear him talk about that. And now there's going to be so many young kids who look up at what he's done the last 3 years and what is set to come for his future. He's so bright.
Strength to strength. The Taipans big man, that's for sure. Most improved player, and now firmly in the MVP discussion on a 4th place Cairns team. That's been a real pleasant surprise so far in this NBL 23 campaign.
Andy there screaming, stay at the rim. Cairns with 5 fouls already. So I like that. A little side action. Sobey turns the corner. Probably prefer to throw it up rather than a bounce pass to the big fella, but in the end, gets fouled and goes to the line.
Baines has great hands, but actually with those two is going to be very important for them going forward. The 2 best offensive players, 2 most dangerous guys. What do? Do you switch? Do you chase over and let the bounce pass? It's going to be interesting to see how they play that going forward.
This season, with thanks to La Trobe Financial, we're giving away a guaranteed $50,000. Enter now at nbl.com.au/legends for your chance to win.
I think someone hit a half-court shot at your home game last round. Geez, you'd be flat wasting it on not 50K.
Yeah, we actually did a function after the game and he was there. I thought he won the car, but he missed the first one, made the second, and won some money, but not 50K.
That is a good effort. Someone filmed it, he might be able to double up. Special consideration. Nice move from McCall. 10-point lead now. Well, it's still yet to hit a field goal here in this second period.
They're going back to the same action, trying to work these two.
See what they can create on this offensive set. Sobey turns the corner. And he's fouled. Just gives the right knee a little bit of a rub as he gets up to his feet.
Well, it's a different look now with when you've got Gak in there, so he's the one who's going to be setting a lot of those screens. He gets Nathan Sobey to get downhill because Aaron Baines is camping in the corner. That's where you want him to be able to spot up from the three. Get Keanu Pinder away from the basket and let Nathan Sobey try and get downhill. We already saw a couple of times when Baines is set, if you, as a point guard, wait for him to get set and run up somebody off the screen, the defender is going to feel it really hard because it's a big unit. You've got to try and get around this. Andrew White back into the game. Well, second import for the Bullets. I think I said the third import before. We forget that they only have gone with 2 imports this year with the rest of the roster makeup. So no Tyler Johnson. Andrew White, the sole import in this game for the Bullets.
Sobey hits the first at the line. Let's go courtside to Jenna O'Hay.
Yeah, I mentioned in pre-game I thought McCall would go at some of the smaller Bullets players, and he just let everyone in the stadium know that Kadee is way too small to defend him.
As now Gak makes the first field goal for Brisbane in this second period. There's nothing too small about that from Gorjok Yak, who's really blossoming in front of the eyes of the Brisbane Bullets at the moment. Pinder takes a hit on the play from White, who was cruising past. It's the hardwood.
Interesting lineup here from the Taipans. Lat Mayan into the game. Mirko Jeric is in with McCall and DJ Hogue, who's 0-5. So 2 superstars on both ends struggling from the field. Nathan Sobey 0-6 and just 1 of 4 from the line. And Hogue yet to score 0-5 himself.
Will Qualls 4 of 5. He's out of the game with 3 fouls. Sam Wardenberg also has 3. And he's taking a seat for Adam Ford's side. Here's Pinder spinning his way inside. Nice defense from Gak. Did enough to disrupt the shot. Pinder kept it alive, though. Now McCall takes it all the way inside. Pretty move to finish. Taipans making the most of the second chance. White now with a 3-ball. His first bucket in Bullets colours.
Nice little strike. How's that for your first shot attempt in the NBL?
That's what you want. Right open, feet set. Defenders had a gamble and missed, and yeah, just walked straight into that one. That'll do his confidence some good.
Oh, there's a step on the sideline there. Remember so you talked about he coming in midway through a season. Same thing happened to you a few seasons ago, and you said it takes a while to obviously get your feet underneath. Did you remember your first shot?
Yeah, it wasn't as open as this, but it went in. So
I thought it did.
It was a 3 out of the corner. I think Krieger did a handoff, and the defender went under. Obviously, new to the league, scouting report wasn't out on me yet. It stepped into the 3, and I don't think I hit too many after that during the game. But it's good to get the first one down.
I thought that you might have been cruising in for that dunk of the season. Tick the box.
Oh, half a season I played that one. I'm not sure if you don't have to match the quota there. It's Hogue. Oh, speaking of beautiful strokes, it wasn't going to take too long.
So DJ's on the board for the first time tonight. 1 of 6, 1 of 4 from downtown. Sobey's trying to replicate that. He's 0 from 6 from the field. Inside looking for Gak, working on Pinder. Bottom side of the backboard, and Pinder cleans that up. Keanu Pinder now with 9 rebounds to go with 5 points.
That's his 10th. Yeah, it is. That's his 10th rebound already.
Ticked over to 10. Jeric out there now for the Snakes. Hogue with the reverse.
So smooth.
Beautiful finish. And forces a timeout from the Bullets. That's what DJ Hogue does so well. And the Snakes lead by 11. Doesn't take him long to get going, Pete. And when he does, you really know about it.
Well, you do. And another one he never seems rushed. He really plays at his own pace. He knows that once he turns the corner, he's incredibly strong and he's really well balanced. And every time he gets that deep, he's going to finish, but he's also can just step outside and knock it down from outside.
You mentioned the jerseys that both teams are sporting tonight as part of Indigenous round. So the Cairns jersey, of course, they've got some great uniforms throughout the course of the season. So Uncle Henry Famille designed the jersey. The two designs on the back and the front of the Taipans jersey represents a central place for sportsmanship on Gimoy country. Now, what I noticed was they posted a photo on social media this week. Not the jerseys. Look at the shoe choice.
Oh, stop it.
The Crocs.
Well, firstly, if that's not an album cover coming your way soon, it looked like a music video to start. What a video.
Bit of preparation for the photo shoot, perhaps.
Well, either that or you just call an audible late and just say, look, you might just have to stand in the back.
But you would think that they would football call at the back, but then DJ Hogue was standing behind him, completely blocked with DJ Hogue's feet. So you couldn't tell what DJ Hogue's got on, but I'm thinking he didn't have the runners on either.
Not often do you get those kind of promos sprung on you that late.
Can happen. Been in the newspaper business and had to arrange some of those, and it is a key. Just tell the players full playing kit. That includes socks and shoes and the lot. Everyone, of course, the focus was on the jerseys. And, a nice little sideline there for the Taipans in some of their promo. 11 points the lead. They're getting it done no matter what the footwear is at the moment. Getting it done on the offensive end, led by 3 at quarter time. That lead's ballooned out to 11.
Brisbane need to get some more ball movement. I think they're dribbling the air out of the ball. They're trying to create and find one guy to kind of create for others. They just need to let the ball move, get through their sets, find some easy shots. Cairns do a great job of disrupting early, but if you work through, you can find some open areas.
There you go, right on cue, Ryan Brockhoff. Beautifully drawn up out of the stoppage. That's why the Southeast Melbourne Star is one of the best in the business. Great to have his company. Hungry Jacks NBL, Pete Hawley and Joel Peterson with you. Wednesday night basketball coming your way from the Cairns Convention Centre. 4th place Taipans against the 9th place Bullets. Jerich with a 3-ball, that won't go. Gack with another rebound for his tally up to 3. Sobey working his way inside. Dumps it off to Gack, lays it home.
Yeah, good dumper pass from Sobey. That was one that he probably had every right to shoot, but he knows that he's in a bit of a funk right now. Little handoff. And what I love about Gack is he's got great hands. He's always ready body. He's got elite passes. Jason Cadee's always looking for his teammates, and Sobey there late.
4-0 mini run here. Gack almost came up with a steal on the defensive end. 3-ball lines up for McCall. And Mitchell will get a look at it here for the Bullets. Sobey brings it up the floor. Led by 8 early stages, the Bullets. Then trailed by 3 at quarter time. They've trailed by as many as 11 here in this second period. Nathan Sobey trying to cut into that, left it a little bit short. Pinder outlets to McCall. And now the 3 for Lat May, and that won't go. Snakes keep it alive, though. McCall goes to work inside. Hogue lays it in and one.
That's what the Snakes do. How quickly they get out in transition, and they're always going to let 3s fly. They hunt the 3-point line when they get out and run. Everybody tries to get their feet set, and then you've got to come down with the rebound. So it's a great pass from Jim McCall. DJ Hogue in the right spot. Gack did the right thing. TJ Mitchell caught on the wrong side, and nobody could crack down to get in front of Hogue.
I was looking back, watching that play. It's like, that's early to take a 3 with 9 seconds left in the quarter, but it's how they play. They're not going to change the way they play depending on the score, the time. They're going to attack, they're going to take their open shots, and it's working for them.
We'll have a look at that on the screen at half-time. Just how quickly they play and the options they have out of it.
So Kadee flings it full court as the buzzer sounds for half-time. Cairns led by 3 at quarter time, by as many as 11 in that second period. And they go to half-time up by 10, 40 playing 30. The Bullets scoring 12 points to Cairns' 18 They're in that second period of play as the Snakes build what is a pretty commanding advantage at halftime on their home floor. Looking for a 9th win of the season and a 4th at home so far in NBL 23. Let's get courtside to Jenna O'Hay, who's with Bullquoll, who's had a very bright start to the game, Jenna.
A very bright start indeed. A bit of a slow start for the Taipans, but some beautiful shooting by you, and you're going into halftime with the lead.
Yeah, we came out a bit slow, but I think we picked up the energy and created a run for us.
And 3 of 3 from the three-point line by you. Feeling it tonight?
Yeah, my teammates are doing a good job finding me in transition.
3 fouls, though. How are we going to keep you on the court?
Stay aggressive. If I foul out, I foul out. Yeah.
Good luck for the second half.
Thank you.
He's been a big part of what they've done so far tonight. Bullquoll 11 points. So too his MVP contention teammate Keanu Pinder. Let's hear and learn a little bit more about the Cairns star.
Chance for Cairns to retake the lead. Finds Pinder, who adds the 2 to put him back in front.
Where I come from, you know, when I was a kid, there was no basketball for kids. It was all about the adults, and I want to change that. I want to go back to my community, go back to my town, and you know, build something there that I could, you know, that could help future generations. And I always want to be there, you know, like to inspire these kids and give them the opportunity to go on the path to maybe go to America, go to college, or you know, make it in the NBL, or you know, just whatever. You know, I just want to give them the opportunity to be able to have that. I was very thankful I got the opportunity to go to Taipans and play for 40. I'm sure you know, like confidence, everything grows. You learn more, and you believe in yourself more.
Pinder, and flying in. His athleticism on full show.
It was a great feeling here, honestly. Yeah, definitely very memorable. Yeah, won't forget that. I got actually I'll show you this on my background. So he's put my jersey next to the Aboriginal flag. Thought that was special. I appreciate Jazzy for doing that for me.
Oh, Pinder comes up with a play of the game.
The kids that I can inspire. I can't wait to get back into the community next year after the season finishes, and I've got a lot planned, so we'll see.
10 points the spread at half-time. Wednesday night hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL from the top end, and the Cairns Taipans lead the Brisbane Bullets 40-30. A hot start from the Bullets, paced by Aaron Baines, but that second period especially was all the Taipans. Jenna O'Hayes courtside for us. Jenna, what have you made of it so far?
Yeah, the Bullets started really great and they went into Baines and it was working really well for them. And then a few costly turnovers and some big three-point shots made by Bull Kuehl. And I thought McCall was really good. 5 assists, 0 turnovers, which he's been outstanding.
Really led from the front, providing such a spark plug for them. DJ Hogue was slow to get going early, but he started to get his game going. And the Bullets, after a hot start shooting, now shooting at a 36% from the field. The Taipans with the edge in terms of three-pointers and 5 more rebounds so far. To break down the opening half, let's head to our analyser with Pete Hawley and Ryan Brockhoff.
Well, Joel, the Orange Jacket's back because we're talking all things Cairns, Rowdy, and we talked about that last play, how quickly Cairns get out in transition. They have so many options. So this was that last play. Keanu Pinder right here getting a rebound. He's going to feed the outlet to Jajir McCall. Now, Rowdy, what kind of pressure does it put on a team's defence when you've got these guys who push the transition like this?
We can already see Hogue's out of frame. He's gone. He knows that they're running in transition. He's putting heat on the rim. You've got shooters running into screens. And Brisbane was slow to react. No one stopped the ball. They've got a lob to Hogue if they want, and they've got shooters, but no one's getting back and feeling the weak side. It gives them open three.
And from that, so this is the one where Mayan misses. There's no one back to really get body, so it's a long rebound, and then it's a disjointed play. DJ Hogue gets an and one. This doesn't happen just once or twice a game. This happens nearly every time there's a broken play from the Taipans. Remember this jump ball here, so Sobey's going to throw it in, and right now you've got that steal here, so it's coming in as a steal, and they're just quicker to react. So from this, we see it, and Bull Kuehl's going to take off, but keep an eye on Ben Air. And you mentioned, Rowdy, what happens if you don't pick up the ball?
Yeah, and look, Brisbane have the advantage. They have 3 guys in front of the ball to 2, but everyone is running back to the hoop. I'm not sure who Mitchell's guarding. He obviously sees his man up out wide, but the one thing that's going to hurt you is the ball. Stopping the ball, and then the first pass is the most dangerous one.
So that is Ben Air. He's going to roll into this 3-ball here because, as Rowdy says, all these 3 players are trying to protect the basket. There's no one there. You've got to stop that ball first. What happens? Ben Air hits a transition 3. And this is what you can't do against the Taipans. If you take consecutive quick shots, this is what's going to happen. If they're poor shots, this is a poor shot from DJ Mitchell. And from this, rebound here from Keanu Pinder, and then just watch the speed of all the snakes. You got Kuehl here, you got Ben Air. These guys are going to take off, and what happens again if you try and think you've got back? So right now, you're set. They think they're set, but what happens if you've got this kind of offensive green light?
Well, you see the spacing. They're getting all the way down to the deep corners. He's going to be out of screen in a minute. It opens up so much space. There's no one guarding the hoop here. So they're going to set a little screen, force a switch, let Ben Ayres get downhill with no defensive protection, no bigs to stop or contest at the rim.
And there it is, Ben Air, because it's the ultimate green light. Once they get that green light in offense off a bad shot down the other end, it's game over. Taipans flip the switch. That's what Brisbane have to control.
So plenty of work for the Bullets to do, down by 10 as we head toward the second half this season. With thanks to Latrobe Financial, we're giving away a guaranteed $50,000. Let's see some of the great entries filtering through. 10-point ball game at the Cairns Convention Centre as the Indigenous round rolls on in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Both sides sporting their colours tonight. Cairns designed by Uncle Henry Formil, Brisbane's by Narelle Urquhart. Both look terrific. Quite the contrast between the Cairns colours and the Brisbane blue, and plenty of colour and celebration in the Cairns Convention Centre tonight as we recognise the contribution of Indigenous and First Nations peoples to our great game. Joel Peterson, Ryan Brockoff and Pete Hawley with you. Jenna O'Hay courtside with us at the Snake Pit this evening. 10-point lead to the host as we go into the second half here. A little bit of work for the Bullets to do, gents.
Yeah, let's see how they start this second half. If it's anything like the way they started the game, where you're playing against a team that, as we displayed at halftime, play incredibly fast. And if you give them a reason to play even faster, you could be in trouble. If you're the Bullets, you've got to try and slow that down.
Rolls back out there with 11 to lead all scorers. Pinder goes to work. He gets going early. 7 points, 11 rebounds for Keanu Pinder. He's been a force on the glass especially.
That right there is what we talked about, where he's gone against a bigger body, but he has grown into that back-to-the-basket game, that traditional five-man style.
Now he can do a little bit of everything. Baines back to work.
Good to see them go straight into Baines. Makes it look easy. Defensively, Brisbane haven't been too bad. They kept Cairns to 40 points and a half. They've kept them out of transition pretty well. They just haven't been able to score, and going to Baines is going to create easy baskets, not just for himself, but for everyone else.
Good defensive play from Sobey. Earns the Bullets another chance here. Kadee has it poked away by Hogue at the other end. Some trading steals. The two Queensland clubs, of course, met in round 7. That one went the way of the Snakes, 90 to 82. Another meeting in a couple of weeks from now as Wardenberg takes a lick as he goes inside.
Got cleaned up from DJ Mitchell. Around Baines on the perimeter, and then got absolutely flattened.
Feeling it.
Look here, you see he just puts the ball on the floor, splits that gap, and then DJ Mitchell coming across late, and DJ Mitchell's hip has gone straight into Sam Wardenberg's chin, and I hope he's all right.
I'm going to say that's not what you need.
Oh, look here, and that hit
bang
right there. Gee. Oh,
it's not a well boy.
Hopefully he didn't smack his head on the ground as well when he came down. He's still down right now, so this is a bit of a concern.
213 and 109. So it takes a bit to floor the big Kiwi. And that he is at the moment.
Oh, you can see the contact straight away. That hard part of the hip straight into the chin.
So Wardenberg still on the ground. Adam Ford comes over to check on his big man.
Yeah, this is not good at all. I really hope he's okay.
Just making sure that he's all right. Of course, only played 8 minutes against Illawarra the other night, mostly due to matchups. Been averaging 10 points a game, 3.5 rebounds, almost a block and a steal per outing as well. It looks like he's really found his feet.
So this might be, it look like, figuring out something to try and get him off the floor. So
that is a good sign.
Well, it is, but what you want to see.
Good to see them taking their time, though, doing all the right things, taking all the precautions necessary.
Oh, I love that. I would be shocked to see him stay in this game.
It's a nice round of applause as he makes his way to his feet and toward the bench. The Cairns Convention Centre, the locals showing their appreciation for the big man. Can it rattle you as a teammate when you see something like that happen, Ryan?
Yeah, you never want to see one of your players go down, and it's just one of those basketball incidents. There was no malice or anything in it. It was just a defenseless sort of act. When you're shooting that layup and you're watching the ball, you don't expect contact, but yeah, you never want to see it. Let's hope that he's okay and we'll see about whether he comes back in tonight's game.
I'd say in the feeling terrible stakes, there's Sam Wardenberg and DJ Mitchell would probably be a close second.
Yeah, I saw him just go and check on him as he came off, and I'm pressed to think he's going to come back into this game. That baseline angle, you can see the contact straight underneath the chin.
Generally not a lot of padding right on the hip bone either. So game high 13-point lead now to the Snakes out of half-time. Brisbane were really slow to get going in that second period. Didn't make a field goal until halfway had passed, and Sobey's struggles continued. 0 of 9.
He's just having one of those games. That's probably his second or third one now that's literally rolled around the rim and just fallen out.
Can't make one for love nor money at the moment. Nathan Sobey. Here's Scott trying to find Qual underneath. And now he's got Bull Qual diving into his back as Nathan Sobey. He's really battling.
That's Bull Qual's fourth foul. Didn't have to do it because you weren't going to get that off Nathan Sobey once you'd made the effort. And this is a pass from Shannon Scott. That needs to be in the Big Bash. That is a Yorker. And right here, there's no need to do that. Nathan Sobey's made a really good effort. You both got on the floor, and that's what Adam Ford's thinking right now too. Why? Because now you're going to have to sit down for a lengthy period of time with 4 fouls.
You're the equal leading scorer in the game.
I think he only knows one way to play, and that's to go hard. During his halftime, interview, he said if he fouls out, he fouls out. Obviously, you want to try and keep your best players on the court, but he knows one way, and it's to go hard and to play physical.
He told General Hay he was going to stay aggressive. He's a man of his word, he's Bull Qual.
I'll tell you what, if Adam Ford gets slided that interview, he's not going to think that's the same lot of entertainment.
I think that chat might start with the words, now Bull. Bullets come up empty on the offensive end. Snakes by 13. Shannon Scott's been quiet, just a 1-3 early in proceedings for him. Hogue inside, finds McCall. Can't get it to go first time, couldn't get it to go second time.
Love that defensive possession from Aaron Baines. He didn't step up completely onto Jim McCall because he knew he was thinking about passing it, and in the end he had to double clutch and miss, and there's Kadee down the other end, knocking down his first 3 ball, up to 7 points now. Go along with 3 assists.
So back at 10, the margin. Bullets looking for just a 3rd win on the road so far this season. Pinder wanted the call, but got the finish.
That's the flip side of it, where you do step up early and he makes that pass.
Here's the big fella inside. Baines goes back to work.
It's better for Brisbane. Both the last 2 offensive possessions. One inside of Baines, one at transition 3 to Kadee.
Seen in little stretches that they have got going, Brisbane, and they've looked okay early in the game, and then they had a period late in that second quarter, but they've just had too many stretches of 4 or 5 minutes where their offense really has struggled to settle in. It's been rushed decisions. Statman gets some physical contact. In fact, it's Spark in there at the moment.
Oh, look at it here, Keanu Pinder. Like I said, the rescreen, there's the pull of the jersey, and in the end, caught the elbow to the chin. It's not nice, but I think Keanu Pinder's probably been a bit more bewildered with that, not getting the first call against Bark.
It's the first foul for Pinder. He's fouled out a couple of times already so far this season. Sobey throws it away. Scott comes up with it. Goes behind the back. Hangs, can't hit, but will go to the line.
Yeah, tentative from Sobey. It's not like him, obviously, not shooting the ball well at all tonight, but he just looked a little bit passive. Usually he'll step back and shoot that 3 if you go under, but didn't feel comfortable and tried to make something, and it leads Cairns out in transition where they're at the most dangerous.
What's not going to help is before that turnover, there was some action on the weak side with DJ Mitchell and Rasmus Bark, but it was so close to where Sobey and Baines were trying to operate. If you just bring more defenders and more cluster towards 2 guys who can have success in that 2-man game, right now when one isn't shooting the ball particularly well, it's going to cause a bit of chaos, which made him, I think, have to slow down a little bit and be tentative. So you want to try and keep that floor as spaced as possible, but also keep the movement so the defense doesn't just stand still and look at the 2 guys in the action.
You don't need to give the Taipans any free opportunities at a steal either. Leading the league in that category so far this season. Brisbane, unfortunately for them, leading the league in turnovers. Taj McCall just throws a boot at it. He's clearly been watching a bit of the World Cup. Tried to toe poke that one home. Buck goes inside and he's fouled.
Josh Davey in for some minutes with no Sam Wardenberg. Good off-ball movement there from Rasmus Bark. Nominated replacement player who's come in and ends up playing a whole lot of games.
This season, with thanks to MG, we're giving away a brand new MG ZS EV electric car valued at $44,990. You can enter now at nbl.com.au/winmg. You said at half-time, Rowdy, you wanted to enter your half-court shot in the Latrobe Financial competition, so that might be one for you. You can chuck your hat in the ring.
I would if I could.
Well, Andrew Gage is in there a few times. I've heard him a couple of times. Just wants that electric boy.
So 10-point spread after a couple of free throws go down for Bark. Cairns in control. The game since the opening frame.
Well, that wasn't...
DJ Hogue loses control there.
Well, he does, but you could actually see Tajir McCall on this side. He was screaming at Majuk Dang on the weak side to try and get to the corner again. Spacing wasn't right, and in the end, it's a turnover.
So timeout on the floor. Cairns up by 10. We've taken a look at the Taipans Indigenous round jersey. Now let's go inside the story of what the Bullets are wearing tonight.
This artwork depicts the eternal connection to land, water and sky that our people have held for thousands of years. The Brisbane Bullets are planted into the rich sites of Mount Nathan. Throughout the artwork you see the rivers, mountains and traditional sites. Our Torres Strait Islander brothers and sisters are acknowledged through the ghost art of the fish and turtle. The Brisbane Bullets strive to set down deep roots, bearing much fruit, both within the game and within the First Nations community. So that's the river, they're our traditional nets. This here symbol, it's when you camp and walk, so that's you guys travelling around. The sun's the bright future. And then the stars are actually about legacy, like what you bring to the game as a person and the legacy that your team leads. And the tree, that's you guys setting down deep roots and bearing good fruit and everything that you do.
So the artist, Narelle Urquhart, explaining the story of the Brisbane Indigenous round jersey. It's terrific artistry, but just a terrific cause. It's something terrific to be a part of as a player, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, beautiful messaging with what goes into the jerseys and the meaning of the different symbols. It's a fun round that we get to help show our support and appreciation for the Indigenous people. And look, tonight, I think the best part about the game so far has been the jersey. It's been a little scrappy tonight.
Oh, it's kind of like that for the whole time, really, having the Indigenous round, and I think we're lucky that we get it more than just one round. It's Tajir McCall. That's too easy where he gets it in that high post. That's talking about playing to someone's strengths, not letting him try and break someone down off the three where the defense starts so far back, daring him to shoot, put him at the high post and let him go to work.
So Sobey made a bucket, tries to line up another. That one's up and almost got the Kawhi Leonard bounce, but not quite. Hogue now rumbles down the lane and finishes with the soft touch. DJ's in double figures. Mark comes around. The dribble handoff from Baines. Now Kadee in the corner. Fires, can't hit. That one's around and out. Kept alive by McCall, tiptoeing the line. Hogue inside. Davey running the break. Hasn't scored this season, has now, and forces a timeout from Greg Vanderjet.
Just in the blink of an eye, they're off and running. Look at that. They have three guys who are behind the Brisbane Bullets. It doesn't matter, an outlet pass, and somehow, besides Baines, the biggest man on the floor, gets behind the defense and gets a layup. To the Bullets, that just can't happen.
Big man gets rewarded for running the break. He's appeared 6 times so far this season. Josh Davey before tonight, 3.5 minutes. Didn't play against Illawarra on Saturday, but when you've got someone who can come in and provide that kind of spark off the bench, Ryan. We saw it with South East Melbourne Phoenix with someone like Owen Foxwell quite often as a DP coming off the bench, doing their bit and then providing a little bit offensively as well.
Yeah, it's great for him. That'll do his confidence some good, but he knows his role, and that's going to be his role. Come in, bring energy, give the guys a spell, play physical, grab some rebounds, just do all the little things. If he can score a couple buckets, that's a bonus, but as long as he's doing the right things and running the floor and doing his role, coach should be happy.
Spoken about the jerseys as part of Indigenous round tonight. You can get your hands on them, nblstore.com.au. Plenty in the crowd tonight as well that we've seen.
Well, every year we try and think of the favourite, and it's almost impossible to do. Because you pick one and then you see the one next to it and say, oh, that's pretty nice. So are you wearing yours tomorrow? We're not sure. At some stage. That's why we spread it over a couple of weeks, give every team a chance to wear it once, or maybe even twice.
Such a feature, the education and involvement of the Indigenous culture in the game. Ever increasing, as it should.
That's another good offensive possession. Simple basketball. Just clear some space out, pick and roll, and you know that Jason Cadee's going to make the right play.
Here's Pinder. He's hit as he goes up. Left it a little bit short, but he'll step to the line on the shooting foul.
Simple offense down the other end. I love they went straight back to what worked, to Jim McCall in that high post region, but added that wrinkle of, okay, Keanu Pinder's going to have a switch. Let's get him down low on Nathan Sobey and let him go to work.
So Keanu Pinder already with 11 rebounds. And 9 points to his name. This is the first of a couple at the line. 7 double-doubles so far this season for the big man. Chalk up number 8. Continues to put his name up in lights. And one of the real features of this season, Sobey inside again, still. He got lucky on one occasion with the bucket, but his luck's turned around. 1 of 11 now as Cadee can't hit either. Hogue with the rebound. Yeah, running the point for the Snakes offensively. Calls in the corner now, working on Cadee. Loves the spin move, the little baby hook coming across the lane.
Well, that's 40's probably not wanting that shot.
That's bold. We've seen that a little bit from Tajin McCall tonight. He's made some audacious plays. As White stripes the triple. His second of the evening, 2 from 2 from Andrew White. Let's get courtside to Jenna O'Hea.
Yeah, I was just in the Bullets timeout. The first message was about rim protection in the defensive transition. It was more of a settling timeout. He said, stuff is getting hard. We spoke about this. What are you made of? And offensively, just keep it simple with the new import Andrew White out there, and he would have loved that shot.
Simple and effective, Jenna, as Air misses a long 3. Sobey flips it full court. Gack just can't get a hold of it.
Now, Joel, I don't think I'm going to let you slide on the white stripes of 3-ball either. That was very well played, if you don't mind. Well, I don't know whether that just came off the cusp, but that's written down. But that was exceptional.
Fully unintentional, Pete.
But he's got a lovely stroke. That's what you're going to do when you know you're coming in and still going to take a while to get acclimated to both the team and the country. So he's come in, knocked down 2 3-balls.
2 from 2 as well, so picking his spots. Ding back out there, throws it away. Sobey active on the defensive end. D. Mitchell, Gack and White out there with Nathan Sobey. At the moment, he's fighting his way through a couple of screens. Inside to Mitchell, left-hand finish is nice.
That's what Sobey has done really well. 1 of 12 from the field, but he's got 7 dimes. 5 steals as well. So he's making a lot of things happen, even though he's struggling to shoot the ball. That's what you want from your leaders.
Back to single digits now. 56-48. Air gets a second chance here for the Taipans. McCall flies down the lane, can't get it to go. Pinder tries to tip it home. Deng tries to tip it home. Gack comes up with the rebound for the Bullets. White back the other way, blocked by Hogue. DJ denial. And then Air flies up the court. He's fouled by Kadee, who helps him to his feet.
Brisbane's still in this. It may not feel like it, but got it under double digits. They're back to single. They just need a couple good offensive possessions, a couple of defensive stops, and the momentum seems to be turning.
This is just the characteristics of Cairns Taipans. So there was 4 or 5 quick possessions in a row from both teams, and you'd think that after that you try and slow down and just walk through an offense. Let's just get things going. They just continue to ramp it up. Ben Air starting to put together some big contributions for Adam Ford.
Pushes it back to a 10-point game. Converting 2 at the stripe. He's had a couple of great games in the NBL Blitz as well. Ben Air really showed out in the Taipans last game of the pre-season. Now a chance, a 3-ball for Statman.
Oh, it's not a 3-ball. That is a long, one of the worst shots in basketball, that long 2, where you just curl your toes up and make it a 3.
Yeah, big toes on the line. But for his confidence, seeing one go in.
Here's the Amy replay. And that is a bit of Kevin Durant. Foot right on the chalk.
Also, I believe that foul is, yeah, as you said, on Gak. Gak absolutely cleaned up to Jim McCall down low. So points are going to count for Statman. And Jim McCall is going to walk down the other end because they're in the bonus and shoot 2.
So McCall at the line. Of course, his big man teammate Sam Wardenberg left the court earlier in the game. Genero, hey, have you got an update on the Cairns big man?
I do. I just spoke to the Taipans doctor, and that's a confirmed concussion, so we won't be seeing him again this evening. And can we just talk about the NBL free throw shooting for a little bit, guys? I think it just has not been good this season.
Plenty of burgers on offer. Oh, would have been.
Have you given away burgers yet?
I have not, but she just put the Mickey on Cairns on McCall, didn't she? Yeah, it's from our previous game, we shot pretty poorly as a team, so yeah, I don't know what it is. Kadee trying to draw the foul there.
5 of 10 tonight, the Bullets at the line. Nathan Sobey gave away burgers in the opening period, and the Taipans 8 of 13 at the stripe.
I'll tell you what, there was a lot of contact on that 3-ball from Kadee, who Ben Air definitely got shoved by Gortok Gak, but it's still a foul.
Going back to Jetta's point, that's a great pass and finish about the free throw shooting. We're doing it for the fans. We're trying to get everyone involved, give everyone cheeseburgers, send everyone home happy after a game.
Well, Throwdown is tomorrow night, and it's what better time to feed both your fans, and because you're at home.
Yeah, but it's our away game, so it's only if we miss 2 free throws.
Well,
so not a big fan of that one.
Well, you've heard it here first, Phoenix fans. So no matter what happens to Throwing Ryan, if Rowdy gets to the free throw line, he said he'll make you happy. Sorry, Simon Mitchell.
Long outlet pass. He's ended up in a turnover. And that's a really bad result for the Taipans.
We've seen a couple of those. We like to call them Tom Brady. Well, that was more of Tom Brady from Monday.
That was Zach Wilson. Tom Brady. Sorry to any New York Jets fans in the building.
As a Giants fan, I'm okay with you bringing that up.
So 4.5 here for Jason Kadee. Hopefully he won't fling it as wildly. Sobey does fling it up and gets it to drop. Beats the 3/4 time buzzer. And Brisbane are back within single digits as we turn for home. The Taipans on their home floor lead at 60-52. 1 quarter remaining at the Cairns Convention Centre. Brisbane not going away. The Taipans lead by 8. Keanu Pinder's got a double-double. Aaron Baines with 13 points, but maybe a bit of a microcosm of his season so far, Ryan and Pete. He's shown flashes, but just hasn't been as consistent as maybe they'd like, and maybe they haven't got him going as consistently enough as they need to.
Well, it was a game-time decision, so maybe they are just trying to keep him a little bit pulled back from full strength. He's only played just under 20 minutes of action. But he's looked good when they put him in the position to be successful.
Based off his warm-up, we thought he might have been quite underdone, and he's came out with a really hot start.
2 of 14, 0 of 6 from 3.
Tough night for Nathan Sobey. It's going to be important down the stretch here for Brisbane if they're to really force their way back into this one. Trailed by as many as 13 or 14 in that third period. Fought their way back to be within 8 as Air almost pokes it away and pokes it out of court. What are you looking for them in the final quarter here, Rowdy, if they're to really force their way back into the game, the Bullets?
Just play simple basketball. Simple actions, get your best players involved. Sobey, keep being aggressive. He hasn't made shots, but he's a player that can get hot really quickly. And don't turn over the basketball, which luckily they didn't.
Narrowly avoided it there. Here is Sobey in attack mode.
That's what you want to see. Yes, his shot's not falling, but that doesn't mean he can't continue to turn the corner. His burst of speed turning the corner is unbelievable. One of the quickest first steps in the NBL. So that is a really positive sign.
3 of 15, margin back to 6. Snakes just haven't been able to put them away. Can Brisbane make them pay for that? Oh, Pinder, the spin cycle inside.
Pinder, full Fisher and Michael. That's what he can do.
Andrew White's 2 of 2 from the field. Scott got a piece of that one. Good defense from the Snakes as Air comes back the other way. A little behind the back move to create some separation. Couldn't get the left-hand finish to go. He got fouled on the way through.
That's the confidence from Ben Air coming in off the bench. A broken play. Here is Keanu Pinder, ran into a brick wall and then puts the moves on. A couple of quick steps and there's Ben Air. Says, okay, got the new recruit in front of me.
Let's see how his legs are feeling after the plane, and
exactly right.
Not too much work.
I wouldn't know a whole lot about him. And it's going to be an adjustment too for Andrew White, because a lot of guys who come into the league find out, especially who had that NBA experience, and you know, how hard is it to come in when the court is so much smaller? People don't realise how much smaller the NBL court is outside of, or all courts really outside of the NBA.
Yeah, it's obviously a lot more condensed. There's a lot more help side defense as well, so trying to get to the rim and get in the paint is more difficult. So it's a much more team-oriented game. You've got to set screen, you've got to move the ball through the pass and get Baines the ball inside. Let's just do that. Let's do that.
Recipe for success.
15 points now. Aaron Baines, 4 rebounds.
Yeah, Scott, Pinder, Deng and Kuol, the 5 for the Snakes. Baines able to collect the miss. Kenny inside, Mitchell with the seal and the lay-in.
That's what Adam Ford does. He was thinking about calling a timeout, but he hates to bail out his team. And he mentioned that he kind of got this philosophy from Andrew White's old coach, Jim Boeheim at Syracuse, where if someone's having success against your style of play, he just prefers to let them try and figure it out and tries to encourage them to play a lot faster.
See what they can do on the offensive end here. Ball takes it inside. Sobey's incensed with the call. Rick Vanderjet providing some encouragement from the sideline.
Well, there's a reason that Sobey didn't ask Vanderjet to try and challenge that one, because he got him across the arm. I think he thought it was more of just a basketball play. I guarantee you, if he said he wanted a challenge, you got the first one right, you've earned yourself a couple of incorrect ones, surely. That's how it works.
Yeah, 50%. That's what you want as a shooter.
You got anyone on the team who's completely blacklisted from calling for their own challenges? Throw them under the bus.
There's probably a couple that are they're on thin ice. But yeah, I feel like we haven't challenged in a while.
Simon just holstered it, you reckon?
Nah, definitely not. I think we're just a pretty mature group that knows when we're fouled. We'll complain at the first second, but then probably like, yeah, you're right, we got him. That's a quick shot.
Go for Mitchell.
On the floor now from DJ Mitchell.
Shooting 24% from downtown, and on the other end, Quoll makes them pay.
How many times have we seen that? Brisbane just hanging around. Every chance to win this game, but take a quick shot and you don't match up and square up, especially on the defensive end, pull up the ball, and they're off and running. And one opportunity here for Paul Quoll. 15 points, game equal scorer.
With the Hungry Jacks NBL, you can whopper your way to LA. Grab any large burger meal at Hungry Jacks and enter your receipt code to win 4 tickets, flights, spending money, and accommodation to go to a basketball game in the USA. So now hungryjacks.com.au/Whopper LA. The Bullets provide the quick answer.
Statman. Been out for a while with injury. In and 2 of 2.
7-point game. Still, the Bullets just can't be put away. And this man has had a really hot night. Paul Quoll's got 18 on 6 of 7 shooting. Margin is 9, now a takeaway. Quoll might light it up again. That time he can't hit, and the call's there on the follow. Timeout, Brisbane. Snakes up by 11.
Well, they're going to have a substitution. I think you need a timeout right now. Not going to do it by the looks of it.
For all money, that was that situation where you call the timeout.
Brisbane has just been their own worst enemy in this quarter. Got it down to 5, then a couple quick shots, a couple turnovers, let Cairns get out in transition, get out in one baskets, open threes. It's the way they want to play. They've just got to take care of the ball, get good shots.
Correction, no timeout, as you can see. The sub, and now an offensive foul.
Now this one might get looked at from Bullets coaching staff. Jim McCall, we know, is an excellent defender. Statman trying to turn the corner. Look at it here, it's Jim McCall. Ends up going underneath the screen and lowering the hip. Lowering the shoulder, sorry, but these are always touch and go. In the end, they didn't even have a second think about it.
I don't think Statman's got the credit in the bank to be able to tell coach to flag that one.
Well, in the end, you're right. You're trying to think about when you weigh out the coach's challenges. What are you saving? And you might get another possession, but Statman only played the 9 minutes.
And those ones are always difficult. Those are sort of the 50-50 ones. Yes, he might have been moving slightly, but you hit him right in the middle. Like, sometimes you just gotta live with the call.
Exactly right. It goes either way. There is that timeout from the Bullets.
So they're going to need to talk it over. Cairns by 13, 74-61.
Jim McCall has been electric off the bench. 10 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. Just 1 turnover. That's probably the brightest part about it. You know, he's very turnover prone. He's only taken 1 3 as well. Loves to get tempted from the 3-point line. Held that in check.
Tried his luck with a long 2 there in, I think it was the first quarter of the second quarter. So he's had 24 and 23 in his last 2, coming off that hip injury, and then another really strong performance.
If you're struggling to shoot the ball from 3 and you're a struggling shooter, a long 2 is a good way to test how you're feeling for the night. It doesn't go towards your poor statistics on the night. So you just creep the toes over, and if it goes way off, you just put it away for the rest of the game. Say, you know what? Not for me.
No one knew. Don't have to draw pictures in the box score. That is for sure. So 74-61, 13-point lead to the Snakes. So here's McCall, strong move to the bucket. DJ Ho gets it to go. They've got a 13-point lead, have the Taipans. And Brisbane got it back to 7 in this period. They've started to put the foot down again, the Snakes here at home.
What hasn't helped? 10 offensive rebounds from Cairns. You give that many second chance opportunities to a potent offensive team, and really hard to claw it back. Here is Aaron Baines. I'm not sure on that one, but he's going to get a second effort, is that?
A lot of contact down there.
Oh, boy. That might have been... Looked like Shannon Scott might have got a piece of one of those.
Just a mess of bodies inside.
Here's Baines, and DJ Ho comes across, falls back in, and oh, who are they going to credit that block to? Second one was Pinder's.
I think Shannon Scott would credit Shannon Scott with that block, that's for sure.
Oh, we knew the point guard, absolutely. Don't come around too often. No, he's been given it.
Love that. 14 second chance points tonight for the Taipans.
Well, probably got lucky. There should be a few more.
4 for Brisbane, so they're plus 10 as far as that goes, with a plus 5 offensive rebound edge and plus 14 overall on the glass.
I think Randy said it best. They've been their own worst enemy in terms of timing of things. Yes, Sobey's had his struggles, but just the timing of the poor shots that are on top of one another and let Cairns go and do what they do well. But they should take a lot of positives out of this. They've got 21 assists on 25 made field goals. Their offense looks more in sync than it has for some time.
Not going to be too many nights where Nathan Sobey goes 3 of 15, 0 of 6 from downtown. Still got a chance to improve that. Tough move inside.
25.
Then he'll step to the stripe.
Stop trying. I'd love to see. He's had a pretty good night other than that. 5 rebounds, 7 assists to go along with 5 steals. He's played almost 34 minutes.
It's all NBL first team a couple of seasons ago. A couple of times on the second team. Such a well-credentialed player in this competition. Hasn't shot it well from the line tonight. Missed his first 2. He's now 1 of 4 on the evening. Make it 1 of 5. 13 points the spread. See his numbers there, 7, 5 and 7, but a rough shooting night for Sobey. It's the second to go to take his tally to 8 on the evening.
As I mentioned, another thing is you've got to credit him for finding other ways to have positive impacts on the game. The 5 steals, the 7 assists, and reality is that as a shooter, you go through games like this where you just think you've taken a few and they probably all feel good and it's just not going down. As Bull Quoll is the exact opposite of what Nathan Sobey's going through. But how do you try and make sure that you continue to impact the game? Because it would no doubt be deflating.
It absolutely is. It gets on your confidence when you miss your shots. Shots you usually make. But defensively, you can always be locked in. Rebounding, scrapping for balls, communicating. You know, that's a sign of a good leader and a good teammate. And Sobey's done that tonight, even though he hasn't shot the ball well.
White on the other end hits a 3rd triple. So the recruit for Brisbane is 3 of 3 from downtown, and that stroke looks pure. Scouting reports in on him. Don't leave him alone from beyond the arc. Empty offensive possession for the Snakes. 12 points the spread. Sobey's got the rock. White looks for an option. And got fouled as he did so.
Maybe replay here. White is knocked down too. Stu McCall. Who's going to use the screen? Trying to set up for that icing where you try to set him away from the screen. White said, no worries, I feel good from outside, so I'll let another one fly.
Sobey now from downtown. Fouled and hits. First 3-point of the night. Could have a real exclamation mark added to it for Nathan Sobey.
They're just hanging around the Bullets. And it's just a really smart play. That's a veteran move where he knows it's been a good screen from Aaron Baines, or good presence. Didn't make a whole lot of contact, but Shannon Scott had to fight over. So you just stop on a dime, know there's going to be some contact, and in the end, did well to make it. as well as go to the line for an extra one. And 3 minutes left for everybody to forget the poor shooting night he's had. He finishes it off well.
There's plenty of time left in the game for Brisbane. They're hanging around. Now they've just got to execute, get a couple of stops.
They trailed by 8 at three-quarter time. They got the margin back to 5, did the Bullets. The Taipans then got it out to 15 at 77-62. And the Bullets have ripped off the last 7 points in a row. As DJ Hogue goes to work and Gack's called for the foul, reaching in. Adam Ford can't believe it.
Didn't have to do that. Gack, it's good defense from the team. Just bail out the Taipans. When you're in the bonus, you send them to the free throw line. DJ Hogue, not going to miss too many at the line.
73% on the season coming into tonight, and perfect this evening from the stripe. DJ Hogue was always going to miss after I said that.
Every single time. Didn't even look close.
Checks in the mail, DJ. Kadee, he can't get it to go. Left it short. Rebound collected by White. Sobey from deep. Can't get it to go. Another offensive possession earned by Brisbane. Gack pulling down the rebound.
A really bright future ahead of him, Georgia Gack. 6 points, but he's got 10 boards, 3 on the offensive end. Going to have a timeout here. Looking for some positives to take out of what's been a pretty rough period for the Bullets. He's definitely one of them.
Inactive, just getting some extended run. Of course, Bullets in action again on Saturday night against the Adelaide 36ers at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. 10 games in this round 11 of the Hungry Jacks NBL, really entering overdrive. Some interesting words from the NBL owner during the week as well on Twitter, Pete. Larry Kestelman saying, quite frankly, if we took a serious team over to the Summer League, we would probably do very well.
I have to agree. I think we've been saying it for a while now. We see just a lot of our players be sprinkled through different teams, and Summer League rosters, I mean, some of them have 480 players on them. You've been part of it. You've seen not many guys hit the floor, and if you do, you're battling out for an opportunity. I think if you take an NBL team over there, and I think a lot of people, when they saw this, were saying, we're trying to put together a list. You've got to remember that we still have a lot of imports who are on a couple multi-year deals who go over to play Summer League. If you incorporate them into it, it becomes all of a sudden an all-star team and have a bit of chemistry about them. Or if you send an all-local team, I think that'd still do tremendously well.
Yeah, I think a local team would be great. I've done it 1 year, and it's an experience. There are a lot of players on the roster. You sprinkle in your minutes. But it's a great experience, great exposure for players, great exposure for the league, and maybe something the league's going to look into.
So the real question will be, what do we call the team?
NBL works.
Just NBL.
Team NBL.
NBL playing the Utah Jazz.
Oh, well, we can open it to the fans. Larry would open it to the fans.
I reckon. Fan vote to come up with the moniker. So the NBL what? Might be the next question in that little argument.
By the time that's sorted, a certain man out west might have a citizenship, so Cotton's Crew works for me.
Sobey misses the free throw. Greg Vanderjet can only smile, I think, watching the shooting struggles of his star.
Yeah, Sobey can't smile right now, I'm sure, because he's 3 of 8 from the line, 4 of 17 from the field. Make that 5 of 18. But his next breakout game, he'll look back on this one and have a bit of a smile, because it's just one of those nights.
Just one of those nights, and he'll forget about it after a day or two once the next game comes. We all have him. He's a champion of this league. He'll bounce back.
Like this from the Bullets. 2-3 zone. Haven't shown anything like this all game. Try and slow down.
They just keep hanging around. McCall can't hit. Alexi's own miss, and then Gack got a piece of it. McCall goes and gets it once more. And drops the head as he's stepped on the line, or was he called for a walk?
It had to be something, because he went up to shoot it, lost control, went back and got it, picked it up, and then tried to dribble
So
again.
here's this zone. Have a look at Baines. Look at his non-stop moving, pointing. He's the anchor of the zone. Look at all his energy, and he is marching everybody in the right spots. That's what you love to see from your leader. We know he loves to be vocal, and he leads extremely well by example. But that right there, for a first zone possession of the night, you need that. That was exceptional.
Great time to put it in as well. Cairns wouldn't have been ready for this. Sort of mix it up, try and get a stop, give themselves another chance offensively to cut into this lead.
Nice change up from the Bullets interim coach.
Now, should they go inside to Baines and try and get a cheap two? Maybe draw a foul?
Maybe both teams in the bonus. So what do you want? They really limit the mistakes, those quick shots that they've been taking. Get some good looks. Oh, there's two legends. Brett Vantage and Peter Crawford just having a chat.
Kennedy to inbound to Sobey. Margin is 8. It was 15 earlier in the period. Baines rolls down the lane. Can't get the friendly roll. Kick back out to Sobey. White thought about the 3. Long 2 instead. Bit strong. Gack pulls it down and puts it back in. 6-point game.
4th O-board for Gack. Just gets himself in the right spot. Huge body, big athlete.
Still a bit to play out here with just under 2 minutes remaining.
They've dropped back into the zone. They're trying it again. See if they can get another stop, which they have. This is great for Brisbane.
Forced a turnover.
And you see that play they're trying to set up there at the Taipans where they sneak somebody who behind the zone. So Tajir McCall sneaks behind the zone, and here's that miss from White and Gack. If you don't get a body on him, he's just going to be too strong. But he sneak behind the zone, and then everything's going to open up once McCall gets there, rather than having him camping on the 3 where he's not at his best.
8 and 11 now for Gack. Shannon Scott back out there for the Snakes. They've been rattled by that Brisbane zone, and Sobey wanted the 3 ball. Scott's in there to steady things up. Hogue, Scott, McCall, Pinder and Quoll here in crunch time for the Snakes. Gack, Kadee, Baines, Sobey and White the 3rd for Brisbane. McCall puts the head down, gets to the lane.
Could be offensive. So there you go. You can hear the referee saying that the contact as the blocking foul came before the hook. So now look at it here. So they're saying that right there, that one there was before what was going to be an offensive foul to Jim McCall. So in the end, I think from that angle there, it's a pretty good call. So he's saying, he said it 100% was going to be an offensive foul, but you just moving your hips or your thigh into Jim McCall is what was called first. Not probably going to get it, but how's that for a stat line? Triple double watch.
Not a bad night at the office.
He's got 5 offensive boards himself.
Tipped off the rim by Gack. Good time to mention he was, of course, Genero Hayes' featured player before the start of the game as well, Taj McCall, and he's shown up tonight. Just brings so much energy, as Jenna mentioned pre-game.
It's unfortunate that great awareness and athleticism to tip that last one off may result in hurting your team more so than letting that 1-point free throw drop.
79-72 with a minute remaining. Sam Wardenberg for the majority of this second half. He was floored by the hip of DJ Mitchell in the early stages of the second half. No Tyler Johnson tonight for the Bullets. They led early stages. Cairns led by 3 at quarter time, by 10 at half time, by 8 at three-quarter time, by as many as 15 early in this final period. Here's McCall into a long 2, steps and hits. That makes it really tough if it wasn't already for the Bullets. And then White tosses it away. Scott kept it alive. Baines to Kadee. Now to Gack. Needs to put something up quickly and hits. Gorjak Gack's got a double-double of 10 and 11.
That's going to do it, you think. Although, hang on, we saw what happened on Monday night. Anything can happen.
DJ Hogue had the turnover at that point. He safely releases this one to Quoll, who's fouled by Baines. With 18.8 remaining.
I'll be better off just playing that one out with just under 8 seconds to go on the shot clock. And Bullquall has been money from the free throw line.
He's just been money tonight. He loves playing Brisbane.
You got a team, or you got a team that you love, or a venue outside of John Cain Arena that you feel particularly good at? Everyone likes to say the Shooters Gym is the Wynn Entertainment Centre in Wollongong.
I actually do, yeah.
There you go.
That's probably where I think I have my high for 3, so that's a good one. You would just say JCA, home court.
I'm outside of that.
Yeah.
And don't, I can't even say you give me an away venue because you just say a throwdown.
A lot of people tomorrow night, Phoenix fans, throw down.
A lot of shooters do tend to struggle with the trip to Cairns to the convention centre. Not sure why.
So timeout, Cairns up by 9, 83-74. Ryan alluded to it there. The Phoenix taking on Melbourne United tomorrow. Phoenix have been in very good form. What are you expecting tomorrow in that one, Rowdy?
Oh, look, last time we played them, they had a couple of big names out with Ilya and Isaac Humphreys not playing, so they're going to be different. It's going to be a different look. They're playing for their season. They had the heartbreaking loss over in Perth. We're expecting a tough physical game. It's going to be an entertaining one. So, look, we're trying to put our best foot forward and have a good performance and keep building on the last few weeks where we've been playing better.
Looking forward to that as we continue a big round 11, of course. Beginning tonight with this one, Cairns and Brisbane, and that man, so much the story of what's taken place so far. Bullquall, 23 points to lead all scorers, Pete. He has been terrific right from the minute of go.
Yeah, that's what he does against the Bullets. He would know there's something about it. He came in and knocking them down at a high rate. 4 or 5 from deep. Hasn't missed a free throw. He's been there 5 times, and we know he's a defender first and foremost, and he's a terrific defender. What I love is that he stays aggressive. The way he wants to play, and he sets a tone physically on the defensive end where there's a lot of holding. There's a lot of holding, there's a lot of physicality, but he does it from the jump, so it's hard to just pick up. He doesn't flip a switch himself that a lot of guys do when they try and turn it on defensively. He continues it from every single game.
18.8 remaining. Zorba is playing here at the Cairns Convention Centre. Baines plays at home. Generally, when Zorba's playing in a home building, it means only one thing, and that is that the home fans think that they've got the job done.
What was it the other one? 5 points with 8 seconds to go, so this is 7.
Saying there's enough time. You think there's enough?
Oh, the NBL's ludicrous.
You've heard it here first, fans. Pools has called an upset.
You just
never
know.
They've put some more time on for you as well.
There we go.
An unrivaled drama throughout this NBL23 campaign so far.
Yeah, absolutely. DJ Hope misses 2 here. 4-point play, or 3, hit a 3.
That old line of, so you're saying there's a chance?
No, this one's, put a Q in the rack with this one. But I think the Brisbane Bullets look really good. Besides those couple of moments where they've hurt themselves with poor timing, you can learn from that in terms of you look at the film and Vandy's saying to DJ Mitchell had a couple of them, look, we don't need this shot right now. We got to stop. We just had a poor shot. Let's get through offense. Sobey's not going to shoot like this very often. So I think they had a lot of positives to take out of this. 24 assists on 30 made field goals, which is kind of why I'm a bit surprised that they're not going to give Vandy a little longer as this interim coach. I mean, I'm not sure when the rumours are out there of their next coach coming in, but if it happens to be next game, Aaron Baines will have 4 new head coaches in 4 consecutive games because he missed 3 with Sam McKinnon being injured. So this is his 3rd game with a new head coach in 3 games.
It's rather remarkable stuff, but not necessarily in the way that you'd want. So the Taipans up by 9, came in 4th, looking for a 9th win of the season. They'll take that this evening, the Snakes, and continue their strong season. Cairns gets it done in the Queensland Clash. The Snakes improved to 9-5 on the season with an 85-76 win, paced by 23 points from Bullquall, who was absolutely terrific. And after an early challenge, he is the footlocker player of the game. And he really came to play tonight, Rowdy.
Yeah, he came out from the start, made his first 3 threes, really got himself going. Some foul trouble probably limited him. He could have had a bigger night, but his defensive effort as well can't be forgotten about.
So the Taipans move up to third. Of course, South East Melbourne can have a bit to say about that tomorrow night. Round 11 gets off to a good start for the Snakes. They win it 85-76. More to come after this.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
So a win to kick off round 11 for the Cairns Taipans, 85-76. Their 9th of the season, continues their good forms, but an improved showing from the Brisbane Bullets, who came out hot, took the lead. Ultimately, it wasn't enough, but there were some nice signs there for the Bullets tonight. Ryan Brockhoff and Pete Hooley as we look at the match stats.
Look, there was. I mean, you take a lot of positives out of it. Look, 24 assists, I thought the ball movement was fantastic. If you're not an elite defensive team and you're playing against the Taipans, which the Bullets aren't, let's not sugarcoat, they're not an elite defensive team, you've got to make shots. And they didn't do that tonight. Nathan Sobey was a key one, but in big moments they were unable to do that. But they look contrastingly better than they have so far this season. Their offensive execution, I thought, was excellent. And if you go back and hit a couple of shots in key moments they missed, this could be a different ball game. And in the end, if you hold a potent offensive team like Cairns to 85 points and they shot 46% from the field, I think you should take a lot of positives away with that.
Aaron Baines came out hot for the Bullets, Rowdy. He was really getting going early, and they jumped out. They hit the first 2 baskets of the game, but Cairns took control in the middle stages of it.
Yeah, they got Baines going early and got him involved. It's always difficult to keep going back to the same play, but they just missed shots tonight, Brisbane. They ran some good stuff. They got some open looks they usually hit, but when you miss shots against Cairns, it allows them to get out and run. Your turnovers, quick shots, it plays into their style of basketball, and they can get up and run and get shots up.
So a little bit of work for the Bullets to do. For the Cairns Taipans, it's the first of 3 games in this round 11 for them. So it's a busy little stretch for the Snakes, and they make a winning start to it. Of course, they've got Adelaide on Saturday night. Then they are back in action for Perth next Tuesday. So 10 games as part of this round 11 as we really get into overdrive toward the Christmas New Year period. And It's certainly a little busy period for Adam Ford and his men.
Well, it is, and you want that. If you're a player, you want to be playing as many games as possible. No one likes training during the season. Everyone wants to just get out there and hoop. So this is a Cairns team that loves to play. So I'm sure they're going to really relish this, and they're going to take up to the challenge.
Absolutely. So they're 9-4 on the season, 9-5, and going great guns at the moment are the Cairns Taipans. A big win for them tonight, 85-76. Plenty more to come. Let's send it to Nat Edwards and the team with the jump.